Well, hey there, fabulous book lovers, and welcome to the launch party for the Revolution of Jack Frost. I am author K.m. Robinson. I am the creative mind behind the Revolution of Jack Frost, and I'm so incredibly excited to see you. You are joining us live. I want to hear from you. Go ahead and jump down to those comments and let me know what you have for questions for the Revolution of Jack Frost. You can ask me about characters. You can ask me about writing or my other books. I would love to get those questions answered for you. But because we are in a Facebook group instead of a normal Facebook page, I am unable to see your names. So if you could be so kind as to sign your name at the end of your questions and comments so that I can chat with you, I would absolutely love to hang out and have a conversation with you all about everyone's favorite topic, books. Now, I'm a huge fan of retellings. My fans call me the queen of retellings. I've got a ton of them out, and my latest is a Jack Frost retelling, and I'm so excited about this book. This is something that I have wanted to do for a very long time. I've been a fan of Jack Frost for a very, very long time. In fact, I may or may not have fallen in love with this man back in the day when I was little, and I was always so sad that it didn't end the way that I wanted it to between these amazing characters. And so I always knew that I kind of wanted to figure out Jack Frost's real story. And much like my Goldilocks retelling, this was one that was with me for a very, very long time. And it took me a while to figure out what the twist was to it. Now, I don't do my retellings unless there's a huge, massive, amazing twist to it. And it took a while, but I figured out what I wanted to do for Jack Frost. So I'm actually going to jump in and read the back cover to all of you so you can read the blurb. But I do want to hear from you. So if you are joining me live, drop me your questions, drop me your comments. I will get those answered. But because we are in a Facebook group instead of a Facebook page, they have some new rules the last couple of months, and I can't actually see your names or your profile pictures. So when I pull your comments up, please make sure that you are signing it with your names, a little dash in your name so that I can talk directly to you. And I do appreciate one lovely viewer being here. Hey, Beauty, and it's Julie. It's Julie. So excited for your new book. Lots of hearts. Thank you. And thank you for the lovely person sending me heart emojis as well. I am super excited to see you. So let's go ahead and read the back cover of The Revolution of Jack Frost, and you can get your questions ready for me. Now, I know the book seems a little wintry. I promise you it's not actually all about winter. In fact, this is all about the seasons clashing. In fact, they have very weird system for their weather. It's a month of winter, 2 days of spring, a week of summer, and 2 days of fall before the cycle starts over again. And now we're going to find out why. No one inside the snow globe knows that Morozoko Industries is controlling their weather, testing them to form a stronger race that can survive the fallout from the bombs being dropped on the outside world. All they know is they must survive the harsh winter that lasts a month and use the few days of spring, summer, and fall to gather enough supplies to survive. When the seasons start shifting, Genesis and her boyfriend Jack know something is going on. As their team begins to find technology that they don't have access to inside of their snow global world, it begins to look more and more like one of their own is working against them. Genesis soon discovers Morozoko Industries is to blame, but when a foreign enemy tries to destroy their weather program to make sure their destructive life-altering bombs succeed in destroying the outside world, their only chance is to shut down the machine that is spinning out of control and save the lives of everyone inside the bunker at any cost. So we've got an out-of-control weather machine, and the only one that can save them is the man who became a legend, Jack Frost. And the cool thing about this is that we actually get to see Jack Frost become this legend through his girlfriend's eyes. We get to see this from Genesis' perspective, and if you take a look at the screen here, I've got this beautiful character art. This is created by my beautiful artist, and she has created a number of amazing images, both from The Revolution of Jack Frost and all of my other books as well. And as you can see, we've got some interesting things. So they are a little bit dressed for winter, but we also have summer. We've got a lot of summer. We've got spring. We've got weird, wonky weather where waterfalls turn into massive floods that cover the land and then instantly dry up. We've got a wall of rain that's pouring on one side and totally dry on the other. And it's really just a very interesting thing where these poor people do not know what's going on and they have to survive. And then when they figure out something is going on, they actually have to figure out who has betrayed them and how do they make it stop. Elle is down in the comments. Thank you, Elle. Hello, lovely. Congrats on your book birthday. Thank you. And one lovely person has said, I love that blurb. Thank you. I'm excited for it. So who was Jack Frost? Is he a little bit different than what we thought he was? He actually is. He doesn't have magic. He doesn't control the weather, although he is the only one that can handle this out-of-control weather machine. And so we're going to talk just a little bit for just a couple minutes because I know we've got a lot of fun party stuff going on here in the group today as we hang out in Lady Amber's Party Lounge. But I am here to answer your questions. I would love to hear from you. Jump down and let me know what is up. And while you're doing that, do you guys want to meet some of my characters? Because it's not just about Jack and Genesis. So we're going to jump in. I'm actually going to show you some amazing character art, and I'm going to tell you just a little bit about some of these characters real quick, and then I will get a couple of your amazing questions answered. So be sure to leave those down for me, and let me know what your name is at the end so that I can pull up your comments and we can have a conversation. So here we go. I am going to toss this up on screen, and I'm actually going to make it full screen and then take that off. There we go. Beautiful. So if you take a look on the left side of the screen, we're actually going to work a little bit backwards here. The first character that we are going to meet is Nathaniel. Now, Nathaniel happens to be Jack's best friend, and he may be buddies with Genesis as well, which happens to get under Jack's skin. He is not the biggest fan of poor Nathaniel getting in their way. Now, they are friends. Let me see if I can. There we go. Now you can see me too. They are friends. They're best friends, but he definitely gets under his skin, and Nathaniel likes to push it. Jen is definitely a true to her man kind of person. I don't necessarily write love triangles, but I do kind of hint that there possibly could be one. So Nathaniel is rather interesting, and he takes on a pretty big role within the story as well. Next to him is Perrin. He is our resident doctor, and because of all this harsh weather, we do unfortunately have some characters who are caught out in the weird, wonky storm and maybe lose some fingers within the first 3 pages. I don't know. It might just be a thing, but we definitely have that up there. So Perrin is the man who is taking care of everyone inside of the bunker. Next to him is his sister, Eliza. Eliza is absolutely lovely, and she tends to take care of the children in the bunker. So she teaches them. She's their educator. She watches them. She does go out and she does look for food, and she helps the other adults and almost adults as well. But for the most part, she hangs out with the kids. Next to her is Ness. Ness, unfortunately, is the one who loses some of his fingers right at the very beginning of the story, and he is dating our dear Eliza. He is actually quite a steady force within this particular book series, and I do very much like writing him. He was kind of interesting to write because he did lose those fingers right off the bat, and we had to see him cope and learn how to deal with that throughout the course of the story. Then next to him is Azra. Azra is a short, petite, lovely little sprite of a girl. She's very athletic. She's the one that runs ahead to do their scouting. She's the one that's always informing them of things. And she's very, very good at climbing trees, which is very important to this story. And she's also very much a fan of pitting Nathaniel against Jack and really getting under Jack's skin for that. Next to Azra, we've got 2 little ones, Lily and Nicholas. These are 2 of the many children within the bunker who just randomly appear outside, and they take into the bunker to help them survive. Lily is a very precocious little girl, and Lily's very, very chatty and talkative. She might just happen to have a giant crush on Jack. And next to her is Nicholas. Nicholas is the polar opposite of Lily. Very quiet, very shy, very introverted, and he absolutely adores Genesis and lets Lily speak for him because, well, what are you going to do with a girl like Lily? Next to her, or next to the kids, is Genesis. She's our leading lady, and the voice of the Revolution of Jack Frost. We actually get to see the legend turning into the legend through her eyes. She's very steady. She's very dependable. She's very reliable. She takes on a lot of things that she should not be taking on to make sure other people do not have to do it. She will put herself in danger to protect people in the bunker, which Jack is not happy about. She does it anyway. And next to her, we have the man himself, Jack, who eventually becomes Jack Frost. And he is very dramatic. He's very loud. He's very chatty. He loves to put on productions for the children. He loves to tell stories and create these little legends for the children, for the group, so that they aren't just trapped in a bunker all the time. We get to see quite a bit of him throughout the course of the story, and we may just have some secrets along the way. So those are my beautiful main people inside of the Revolution of Jack Frost. And I'm really excited because we've got a lot of cool stuff going on today. So if you've got those questions, jump them down there. Julie is here, and she says, you always have the best fan art. Yes, I do. I have amazing artists who work for me and amazing fans who do incredible artwork for me. It's amazing. Elle is here, and she eyes Jack. Nathaniel can be her friend. Yeah, Elle is not Jack's biggest fan. She is definitely a fan of Nathaniel. But that's okay, because all of my characters have their own little fan groups. I even have villains who have, like, hardcore devoted fans. It's interesting. I don't even know how that happens. But now, before we go any further, I do want to know, do you guys have questions for me? Drop those down below. And do me a favor. Hit the share button. When you hit the share button, that tells Facebook we're doing something good. It kicks this video out to more people, and then more people can come join us for the party, which also means I get to do more fun things as an author, and Amber gets to do more fun things in her group. So help us all out. Hit share. Now, would you guys like to see the image that actually inspired this book? I told you I have kind of been in love with Jack Frost for a very, very long time, and I knew I wanted to write a story. But there's actually a moment that absolutely defined everything that I did in this story. And I, outside of being an author, I am a professional photographer, and I'm a professional social media strategist. And in my photography life, I actually create some incredible artwork. And it looks like it might have actually taken it down. Let's see if I can get that up. Yep, it's going to be black. Hang on, guys. Let me share this again. Inside of my photography world, I do create some really cool imagery, which I would absolutely love to share with you if it's going to pop up. There we go. So this is actually the image that inspired this entire series. It's a girl kind of leading winter in. And so we've got all this beautiful fall foliage, and my model is walking in, and the snow is just storming in behind her. And I knew that's what I wanted to do. I wanted that encroachment of the seasons upon each other. I wanted to make sure that winter showed up in summer and fall showed up in spring, and weird things were happening. And it was all inspired by this particular image from my photography life. And so once I created that, and once I started thinking about doing a Jack Frost retelling, I knew that I wanted to work with something along those lines, and thus was born the Revolution of Jack Frost. Fun fact, this story was written in 9.5 days. Back in January, I was helping the publisher to find some authors to sign. They're brand new, looking for some great talent to work with. And I had been mentioning this project that I was working on, and they asked to see it. And so I had written 3 pages of it years and years ago and let it go. I've been working on other projects because I've been very busy in my author life. 21 books in a year and a half. Number 21. And I had mentioned Jack Frost to them, and they said they would like to see it. 9.5 days later, the entire very long book was complete. This is one of my, no, it is my longest currently published book. And I sent it off to my proofreaders. They sent it back within 2 weeks of them asking for it. It was in the hands of the publisher. A little bit later, they had read through it, and that was the end of that. It was history. They sent it off to their editor. She found like 6 typos. Everything is exactly the same way as when I wrote it within those 9.5 days before I sent it to proof or the publisher or the editor, and we are good to go. But I would love to get your questions. Julie is here. Anything you can't do? Yeah. There's a list. Do you want the list? We can talk about it later. Lots of fun things. But we do have the Revolution of Jack Frost, which is now available. Now, we have had 3 parties going on today. This is number 4 for me, 4th live broadcast of the day. If you want more behind the scenes on the Revolution of Jack Frost, I would absolutely love for you to check out all 3 of those other broadcasts and my other videos. I'm very, very active on social media, and I'm very, very active within the live broadcasting world. So I do Q&As all the time, Ask Me Anythings, AMAs all the time. I get author questions and questions about the Revolution of Jack Frost and my other books. So we get tons of videos for you. But I would love for you guys to come join me on social media. We have a great time on social media. You can come hang out with me at k.m.robinsonbooks.com. I have world portals for all of my stories, which are currently in the middle of a makeover. I actually expected to have them up for today, but because I had to do a little extra bit of work for the release today, it is not quite up yet. But I did have them up. They were amazing. They're coming back with brand new content, videos, behind the scenes, bonus scenes. We are doing interactive choose your own adventure games. There's artwork. There's all sorts of incredible stuff inside of these world portals, which will be open again in the next couple of days. We also have all sorts of stuff over on social media. So you can look me up at k.m.robinson books on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, YouTube. and over on IGTV. I love hearing from you, and I cannot wait to meet you guys, even if you have not read my book. Come join me. I love making friends. We'll talk about books in general. It will be great. And then, of course, you can also join me Mondays at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for Young Adult Edition, which is my live broadcast talk show with my co-host, Elle Beaumont, every single week. We are interviewing new authors, book world people, book reviewers. We are talking to industry professionals, chatting about different topics within the book world, whether it is all about retellings or mermaid books, whether it is about some of the different things going on inside of the book world. We've talked about book swag. We have some really cool people showing up doing audiobook narration. We've got people who are going to be talking about co-authoring series next week. And if you join us over on facebook.com/k.m.robinson for Young Adult Edition, I may or may not have an incredible guest coming at the end of the month. I think you guys are going to be really excited. We actually let the cat out of the bag yesterday on our show. And so I'm going to tell you, we will be hanging with A.G. Howard at the end of November, and we may or may not have some other incredible guests lined up for the next couple of months. So come join me on facebook.com/k.m.robinson and make sure you stay tuned for all of today's fun within the party, and check out my other broadcasts as well. We did 2 on Facebook, and we did 1 over on Instagram, all of which will also be on YouTube in the next couple of days. And I cannot wait to hang out with you guys in the party. So feel free, if you're on the replay, drop me questions here. I will happily get those answered for you. Lots of fun, fabulous things. And we're really, really excited to see you. Elle is my co-host. She is here hanging out. She's very excited for our A.G. Howard episode of our show. But I am so excited to be here with you guys, and I cannot wait to get your questions answered. Like I said, 21 books, tons of retellings, all YA. I love sci-fi, fantasy, dystopians, retellings, and lots of swoony kissing scenes. So come join me. Thanks so much for hanging out. I am K.M. Robinson. I am the author of The Revolution of Jack Frost. And I'm so excited to see you guys here tonight. We're going to have lots and lots of fun and win tons of prizes. If you did not see, we're giving away a bunch of my stories, as well as some of the print versions of The Revolution of Jack Frost. So stay tuned. Lots of cool things happening. I will see you guys inside the rest of the party. Until then, have a fantastic evening and have fun at the party. Talk soon.